Yo, dreamers, what is going on? It's your boy Julian. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get straight to it. So today, I'm going to walk you through my step-by-step process on how I built my content agency from 0 to 30K a month, and how I'm using the exact same strategy to grow my coaching offer from 0 to 20K a month in 2 weeks, and how I'm helping my coaching clients do the exact same thing for their businesses. So I call it the personal brand funnel. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how it works with no gatekeeping so you can implement and take action right now. So let's get straight to it. Okay, so here's a quick overview of how the personal brand funnel works. And later in the video, I'm going to show you exactly how to implement it today. So the first thing you want to do, right, is run top of funnel ads that speak to the pain points of your ideal customer and perfect fit client. This is extremely important because pain is what gets people to make decisions, right? So you want to identify their pain and then come with a solution to their pain. And when you do that, you ask for a simple call to action. You say, hey, shoot me a follow and go through my past content. And then they come over here. They either follow, like, message you, or engage with your content. And then once they come to your page, everything that you talked about here is confirmed, and they get nurtured with your organic content and also your long form content on YouTube. And then from there, you book appointments with them, and that's where you cash the checks, right? So this is a quick overview, but guys, this is so powerful, right? Like when I first implemented this, I legit only spent $687, right? And I cash collected almost $24,000 within 2 weeks of implementing this. That's how powerful it is, because it's all about getting your messaging clear, understanding their pain points, coming with a solution to those pain points, and then giving them actionable tips on how they can implement and get results tomorrow, right? So that's the key. You can see right here from August to September, 21,825 collected. And I also collected some on a different Stripe account. So that's why here it says 24,670. And total cash contracted, right, was 53,560 during this time period. So that's a 77x on my $687 investment, which is insane. So that is how powerful the personal brand funnel is. And you don't need to have a lot of followers to do this, right? You can start a personal brand from scratch, but I'm telling you guys, it's so powerful. And the only reason I even stopped running the ads at that time was because I went on a cruise with my wife, a 7-day cruise with my wife. We went to Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, and Cabo. There's no signal out there. I wanted to be fully immersed into like spending time with my wife and enjoying myself. So that's why I had turned ads off. But in those 2 weeks, I contracted 53,000, right? Almost 54,000. So imagine if I would have kept that going. Now, since then, I've ran ads more, right? And now I've generated well over this, right? But I'm just letting you know how quick this can happen. This was with a complete new offer, okay? You don't have to take my word for it, right? It also worked for my client, Sev, who contracted 40K in just 8 weeks of working with me. So he is a content agency, right? So right here, I was like, oh, Sev, how much are you making since joining? This is within like the first month of working with me, right? And implementing this. So he's like, okay, total 6,200, boom, right? And then this is the moment where he finally hit over 10K. Like you see, she said, hey, let's go with the scale pack. I was like, bro, you just cracked 10K, 10,197. Let's fucking go. And he was like, bro, thank you. It wouldn't be possible without your simple system, Julian. So it's very simple. This interview is on my YouTube channel, so please watch it so you can get more in detail. But it's like so simple. Not only did it work for Sev, I also work for my client, Casey, right? He's only 19, making 7K a month right now. And the crazy thing about Casey is that when I first presented this to him, he didn't see the potential yet, right? So he was like, you know what, Julian? And he was only my third call ever with presenting this offer to. And he was like, you know what, Julian? I'm going to try networking events and see how that works. Okay. He came back a month later. He was like, you know what, Julian, nothing's working. I see you getting results for your other clients. Bro, you have to show me the way, right? So he joined on August 24th, right? You can see he's introducing himself right here. He's like, hey, my name's Casey. We had our first one-on-one call the next day at noon, right? And then 6 hours later from our initial call, he booked his first strategy call using this system, right? And from there, he closed the client for $1,597. So you can look at the dates, bro, like, and look at the timestamps. Like within 24 hours, this guy implemented and closed someone for $1,597 a month using this strategy. And since then, he's added an additional $3,500 a month, and he's working on closing a huge deal right now. So he'll probably be over 10K a month. He's only 19 years old. Trust me, guys, this works. Okay. Also, Casey with the K, also crushing it. Multiple contracts closed, right? 997, 697, 3750, 1197, 1197, right? And he's done way more than this since, right? But just more confirmation that this works. We also have Alex here who said, hey, just confirmed 2,500 in the bag. I was like, cool, total, that's 6,700. You're on your way to 10K. He said, bro, 10K isn't shit. 20K minimum is what he wants. So this works so well that he's not satisfied with just getting a 10K. He said he wants 20K, right? Also have Carlos here who had a limiting belief about charging more. And you can see right here, he's like, hey, Julian, uranium company sales call happened last week. They just agreed to $24.97 per month for 4 months. Your method simply work. And then he sent the screenshots of proof. Then we have Matt over here, 997, 4K locked in, 997, 4K locked in. We have Miles here, had limiting belief. Who's like, dude, my average price for videos right now is like $400. I don't think anyone's going to buy my high ticket offer. Within the first week of implementing this, he secured someone for $3K a month, so that's $12K, and that's 4 months minimum. So let's say this lasts for an entire year. Boom, okay, he just added $36,000 to his business, just like that, implementing this with urgency. Let's have Chitty here, who implemented this within his business, right, to offer this. So that's $1,500 a month for his clients. And he also used the same strategy to launch his coaching program, which he's now making well over 10K with his coaching program. So the strategy works. What's up, Moyo here? Was making an extra 4,500. So guys, the strategy works. It works really well and it's very simple, right? So if you're watching this, chances are you're going to continue to watch the video. So when we get to the end of the video, I'll show you exactly how to implement it. But this is probably where you're at right now, right? So you're currently here at A, right? And the goal is to go from A to B. So here's where you currently are. You're relying on referrals and cold outreach to grow your business. Your sales are inconsistent and you're not making monthly recurring revenue. You're good at what you do, but you just need to get in front of more people who are your perfect fit client. You don't know how to run ads and you think they're expensive, which is a huge misconception about ads. And you're posting organic content hoping to go viral, which is hard to do, right? Here's where you want to go. You're only relying on inbound leads to grow your business. This is how my business is right now, right? Your sales calendar is packed and you're making MRR, monthly recurring revenue, which is game changing. No more one-off projects, guys. Let's get the MRR rolling. You're only attracting your ideal client and you're running simple, cheap ads and getting high ROI, right? So for example, I ran a cheap ad, $687, but I got a 77X on that because my messaging was on point. And you're posting organic content to nurture your audience, not to go viral. But honestly, you're probably thinking, okay, why should I listen to Julian anyways, right? What's his background? Is this stuff all made up? Okay, let's go into my background and how I got to the point that I am at now. I grew my agency from 0 to multiple six figures within 2 years, implementing this exact same strategy. So originally I was implementing this strategy for my clients. I ran a media company that focused on, real estate professionals, and I implemented the personal brand funnel for them to help them grow their business. But then when I launched my new offer, I started using it to grow my business. And I implemented the same strategies with my coaching clients who are growing their agencies, and they're seeing success with it also. And honestly, you can be an online coach, you can be an agency owner. It doesn't matter. The personal brand funnel works wonders for all types of businesses. So here's my Stripe account right here. Here's one of them. So there's 221,000, and I have like almost 65,000 here. And here's my QuickBooks, 126,000. So multiple six figures, guys. So here's where it all started. Okay. So in 2019, I recently just graduated college, and my friend Nate was freelancing. He was like, bro, I just made $300 off a shoot. I was like, bro, I can do that. Cause I was making YouTube videos at the time. So I said, okay, I'm having trouble finding a job. Let me pick up my camera and start making videos, right? So one of my first projects ever, right? So I did some freelance stuff, some free stuff just to get portfolio under my belt. So here's me with my baby dreads and my little Lumix G7 right here. It was between this and like the Sony A7 III, but this was cheaper, so I went with that. Then one of my first projects was with Isaiah Washington from Gray's Anatomy, right? He's a huge actor. And I got him with a simple marketing technique. I just typed in Los Angeles videographer, right? And this was like a short documentary that her name is Ari that she was producing, and she saw my work and she reached out to me. Granted, at this time, I was not that skilled. I was raw talent, but not that skilled. So I didn't charge much. I think I charged about $500 for this. And to be honest, I didn't really know what I was doing, right? I just hit record. I had autofocus rolling. Like I didn't have it down as like a professional, but the work was still good because I had like an eye for it. You can see here, I was working with Too Short on his podcast. I was interning for him. This is me with Danny Trejo and Too Short at one of the podcasts. Here's me also on stage with Too Short at one of his concerts. Still not making a lot of money at this time, but I was getting into the right circles and I was hustling, I was grinding every day. That's why my dreads look crazy here and here, because I was broke. Fast forward to later in 2019, I put out a Craigslist ad and a real estate investor reached out to me and said, hey, I want you to come record one of my flips. So I did that. He loved it. And then I convinced him to hire me full time to work on his social media content because I saw the vision. He wanted to launch a coaching program. Right. And I was like, I see where this is going. Let me help you. Right. Because I was heavily consuming social media content. I was like, okay, I can help this guy, do that. So I started filming his YouTube videos and we also turned these into Instagram and Facebook Reels. And this is 4 years ago, guys. So this is before it was even really popular to do short form and long form content. So the channel is called Flipping Unleashed. You can go to it on YouTube to see my old work. The work isn't the best, but this is where I got a lot of my training from. And I, will forever be grateful to Joe for that because he gave me a chance and it really worked out. So I made all the thumbnails. I shot all the videos. It was really cool. But this is where I started to get into like the branded content and the educational content, which helped me learn how to hone in my messaging, how to build the perfect personal brand funnel that anyone can implement today to grow their business. So fast forward to 2020, I quit that job to start my own business, which was going to be like a podcast show, kind of like the School of Greatness. It was going to be a Facebook show. I was going to get Facebook money. Like Facebook was doing this whole creator thing. See right here, like this video has like 50,000, 83,000, 37,000, 31,000. I was really passionate about this. This was the original dream from More Than a Dreamer, but COVID hit, slowed everything down. I couldn't meet with people in person. I tried doing virtual interviews, but it just didn't resonate with me. I did not like it at all. So I just stopped it completely. I might bring this back one day, but I stopped it completely. And then I went back home to Sacramento, which is my hometown. But because I had experience with real estate, right? And because real estate was an essential business, I said, hey, I have real estate content with Joe. Now that I'm going home, I have to work and I'm not getting a job, right? So let me use my portfolio that I've done with Joe to get clients here. And that's what I did. So here's me in Sacramento, and I filmed one little ad that wasn't even an ad. I just did drone shots of the Sacramento Bridge here. I ran an ad, and that ad, which was essentially a personal brand funnel then, made me so much money, right? What that led to was me getting my first big contract here for $15,000 with a construction company called Descore Builders. Here's me also getting my first real estate listing videos down. Here's me working with the brand. And this was my first retainer client here for $800. And here I was working with the canvas company, which was my highest retainer for $5,000. And here I was me working on a profile video for a realtor. So I used everything I learned working with Joe and working in LA and brought it back to Sacramento. And I used my marketing skills that I just have naturally, and things just started to, really pan out. And then 2022 is when things really clicked for me. So I had a client right here. Her name is Jack. She asked me to shoot some short form video content for her. I was like, cool, I could definitely do that. I have experience doing this already with Joe. But when I shot it with her, right, we shot 20 videos. She posted about 6 of them. And then I got nervous. I said, wow, if she doesn't post these, she's not going to see the value of it, right? So at that moment, it clicked. I said, okay, I can make short form content for real estate professionals and manage their social medias for them so I can control the input and the output. And once I put those together, things scaled really, really, really quickly. So here's like a few behind the scene screenshots that I took of me at shoots. Then here is me and my wife with all of our original clients for this program. Right, I wouldn't be here without them. They helped me grow the business. But because I was able to, put 2 and 2 together, that's how I was able to scale. And I did it with the personal brand funnel. That wasn't the name at the time, but I was able to do that for them, which was I created short form content for them that helped build their brands, build authority, build awareness, and help them get buyer leads, seller leads, grow their teams, etc. So that's when it all started to click. And then 2023, I just scaled it even more. So we just doubled down on the same stuff. We started to grow out the team. I had video editors. I had an in-house employee, and things were like rolling, man. Like you can see there's more people here. Here's one of our client events. We took everybody bowling. Great time, more behind the scenes clips. But this is when things really, really clicked for me, right? And this is when I started to hit those 30K months. But this year also, I launched my coaching program because I thought to myself, what I'm doing now, there's so much high demand for it that I could help anyone do it from all around the country, because realtors were calling me from around the country saying, hey, can you do this for me? And I wasn't willing to really travel, right? They would have to come to me. So I said, okay, how about I help other people? How about I give the keys to other content agencies and videographers around the country so they can do the same thing, because content is in such high demand. So I did that. And this is when I launched the personal brand funnel for myself. And this is when I was able to do that 24K in 2 weeks with my new offer. And the crazy thing is that I didn't have an audience already. Right? I did not have an audience of content agencies and videographers. I had to create one, right? So in my program, I show people how to create audiences, right? It's called a lookalike audience. So you can make sure that your ads are being shown in front of the right people. So I'll make another video on that later, going into more detail, but you don't have to have a previous audience. You don't have to have a bunch of followers. You just have to implement. So here's me on the strategy call with my guys. Here's more screenshots of me with the guys. Here's all the guys wearing the Dream Team hats like I got on right here. So it's been a really, really, really cool time, and I have a lot of passion in coaching. And because of this, I actually shut down my content agency because I just feel more fulfilled, right? And I love helping people. Like with the content agency, essentially I was helping rich people become richer. But with the coaching, I'm helping change people's lives. And I don't do this for money. I do this for a purpose, and I do this for impact. And now that I'm getting the impact that I've always longed for, I'm going all in. So that's why I've decided to go straight into coaching, because I can impact more people that way. So here is how the actual funnel works. And here's what you need to do to implement. So the way this works, right? The funnel works through Instagram. There are other funnels that works like webinars, VSLs, Facebook, right? But Instagram is the way that I do it because it can be directed straight to a profile page, and the messaging is much better than it is on like TikTok and YouTube, for example. So top of funnel is you want to speak to the pain points and desires of your ideal client, right? So what I did, for example, was like, hey, real estate videographers, right? I made $30,000 last month without shooting listing videos, 1 to 2 day turnaround, etc. Right? So what does that do? I'm hitting the pain points of saying, hey, I didn't have to do listing videos with 1 to 2 day turnarounds, and their desired ideal outcome was, hey, I made $30,000. So that was the key in my ad doing well, because I understood the pain. So you're going to have to learn the jargon and the language of the clients that you want, so that, you could hit them where they feel it the most, right? You kind of want to do it in a way where they feel like you're reading their mind, essentially, right? So you want to do that, and you want to run 5 to 7 different ads for about $5 to $10 a day until you find a winner that you can scale. So what I did is I created 7 different ads, all similar but different variations. I did $5 to $10 a day for each one. I let it run for like 2 days each, and then I'll compare them against each other. I'll look at the cost per profile visit, and I'll say, okay, this one is cheaper, so I'm assuming it's doing better. And that was just the method behind it, right? And it was true. So now I'll only run one ad to this day, and it's still the ad that brings me all the money today. So do that. Focus on pain points, focus on their desires, and focus on the ideal outcome. Then from there, whenever you get someone to engage with your ads or follow you, then you want to introduce yourself to them. You want to say, hey, thanks for following me. Yo, what's up? Right? You can do this yourself, or you can hire a setter to do it. But until you get to about 30K a month, you should be doing it yourself. Because when you get a setter, initially your sales will go down because you might have to go through a few people. Like you can get a commission only setter, right? But they might have commission breath, and you're going to have to train them. So you'll definitely see a reduction in sales initially, but then once they get better, then you'll see an uptick. So that's why you want to make sure that you're in a comfortable space before you start outsourcing that. So once they're following you, right, you don't want to sell them here. You're just talking to them, learning about their service, who they are, etc., right? And then the next step is you want to hit those same people with nurtured content and retargeting ads, okay? So what is nurtured content? Nurture content is the more in detail content that goes into more detail, more value, more implementation of what they can do to get their desired result. So you want to do stuff that they can implement, right? You want to do this with Instagram. So have shorts and reels going. You also want to do this with YouTube long form. The thing with YouTube long form is that someone can consume more of your videos, right? Then they're going to trust you more. They're going to like you more. They're going to be more likely to buy with you because they're spending more time with you. And then you also want to hit them with retargeting ads that as soon as they follow you, they're seeing you again. So you have top of funnel ads that speak to their pain points and desires. And then you have retargeting ads that are going to reintroduce yourself to them constantly, right? Talking about, hey, you've been following me. Why haven't you made a decision? Check out this case study from one of my clients. Things like that. They're like, okay, this guy keeps popping up because it takes about 7 touches for someone to make a decision. So that's why you want to nurture them with organic, long form, and retargeting, right? Then from there, you want to qualify them, right? So you're still in the DMs, right? You want to qualify them and see if your services can be a solution to their problems. So you want to qualify them with the DM script, ask them certain questions, make sure that they're qualified. If they are a qualified fit, then the goal is to book a call with them. If they're not a qualified fit, you can send them over a free training that they can consume. And then maybe months later down the line, they'll come back to you once they are qualified and once they can afford your services, right? So you don't want to be super salesy. No, you want to actually nurture, actually give real input and help the people that you can right away and help the people that you can for tomorrow too, which is why I say send them a free training, still give them free game, and they'll keep following you and they'll keep being nurtured. So by the time they can afford you, you can close them later. So once you book those appointments, then it's time to get on the phone with them, have that sales call and close them, right? And turn them into raving fans by delivering a great service. That's the key. You don't want to just work with them and then give them a shitty service. Like, no, because your case studies will help you sell the next people, right? You need testimonials, you need proof. And the more proof you have, the easier it gets. Listen to me. If you implement this personal brand funnel, there's no way you can fail if you are someone who has value to share. When you speak to someone's pain points, that hits them in their soul. Like, trust me, like it hits them in their soul and they feel like you understand them because you do understand them. You understand their problem and you come with a solution. And then when you nurture them with your organic content, with your long form content, that's when the personal brand continues to build and you start to become like an influencer authority to them, right? And that's the key. When you do these things, you're going to build influence and trust with them. And that's where the personal brand comes from. And you don't have to have 1 million followers. Like I have 18,000 followers, which it might sound like a lot, but it's really not. There's people with like hundreds of thousands of followers who make less money than I do. It's because they don't know how to target and to sell, right? They don't know how to hit on people's pain points. They don't know how to come up with solutions to their problems. So when you can do those things, you're building a personal brand, but it doesn't have to be like a viral personal brand. Everyone doesn't have to know you. Just the people who are your perfect fit client have to know you. And when you implement this, I promise you guys, you'll see crazy results. So guys, if you want to work together, shoot me a DM on Instagram with personal brand funnel. That way we can hop on a call and I could see if I could help you reach your goals. Because I'm telling you guys, this works so well. And it's working for my client, it's worked for me. And it's crazy to be in this position because as you saw my journey, like I've been grinding for a while now and I'm still grinding, but things are finally working out. And now I'm starting to put all the pieces together. But the cool thing is that I already did most of the work. So now you can jump right in and I could fast track you because I've done all of the hard work already for you. So just shoot me that DM if you're ready. And if not, just subscribe to my channel. I'll have a lot more videos just like this coming out where I go deep into how things work. And if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.